in agile systems. Let me introduce you to our speaker, Rakesh Singh.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. He's an expert in process technologies like project management, lean agile, design thinking, DevOps. He has had more than 3 decades of experience and was the vice president for different verticals of Siemens. And he has headed over 2 decades in the regulatory and quality function at world-class software developments, including Siemens. He has also contributed to developing the global R&D certification program for project management. He has delivered more than 200 corporate and public training in the last sessions in the last 5 years. He has delivered courses for SAFe, IC Agile, project management, and he's also an esteemed SPC with Scaled Agile. He's also certified by ISB for the leadership with AI and is currently completing pursuing a doctoral program with a specialization in GenAI with Gate University. Now, let me hand it over to our speaker, Rakesh Singh, and he'll be taking us through the rest of the session.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, so first of all, a very good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you're connecting from. And I'll be talking about the agile job market. We are about 3/4 of 2025, and there's a 1 quarter still there. I would like to thank upGrad and KnowledgeHut for giving this opportunity to talk to all of you. I'll be sharing my thought process. When I talk about agile, my association is about 2 decades. And of course, before that, typical project management I have taken care and safe for about a decade now. So I'll be not talking about so much of past, but more of the future of what it has been in 2025 and going to be. Plus another 1 or 2 years, particularly as you would have noticed, I'm doing also a doctoral program in AI. So I have a dual interest of being in process. So I have played with all the process models as it goes into software development. And some last 2 years, I have also got into AI. So you'll be hearing some interesting combinations here. So let me go to the first one. Especially when we talk about agile and courses, I would not restrict myself to software development and a few roles like Scrum Master or product owner, product manager. I would like to bring up a topic of a digital era, thanks to not just AI, but an entire suite of digital technology. And that is likely to really powered by agility. Yeah. So let's look at that perspective. So what does it mean as we see the future as coming? And I say the digital era has arrived. So there are multidisciplinary expertise, as you see the cloud computing, AI, you have been hearing about it, cybersecurity, big data, they have been there for a few years now, augmented reality, mobile technology. So you see that there is whole of technology which were till now, we're working and developing for different application. What you will see is that all these technologies will merge together thanks to AI that is coming up, which will be able to churn all the kind of data and bring in a revolution that possibly we'll be seeing very soon. So beyond multidisciplinary expertise, continuous innovation. As you see that we are talking about a low code or no code environment, that will push up the innovation cycle also. So the focus will be more not on developing a product, but solving customer problem. That is something which is quite desirable. A lot more experimentation and innovation. Shorter time to market. You can see many AI platforms or LLMs are getting released almost beating each other every month. So that's going to now reflect in other products as well. So database decision making, one thing that I've seen is before Agile and before Safe, uh, there's a lot of talk about data, but using data in product development was not as much, which we are going to see now happening in future. So when you look at your career graph and you plan, I would advise you to look into all these technologies together and not just software development. So how does it get impacted by Agile and AI? So the first one is that when you look at AI, uh, it is going to impact what we call all the workflows, and any product development which is about agile development that is going to be impacted. So data literacy and collaboration, we need to be more data aware about different multimodal data, not just tables that we were talking about. So all kinds of data that is coming up, social media data and other kind of data, which will bring up to a situation of continuous upskilling. So you have to be not only define your roadmap, but you have to also see that you are picking up diverse field from not just a software development or product development, but in the technologies areas which are going to help you out. And then teams are going to be very adaptive and smart teams. So that's already started happening. Just to give you a flavor of why I'm emphasizing agile workflow with AI, here is a very simple example here that if you are developing let's say a subsystem, which we normally call an epic, and as we want to develop an epic, we come into features. There could be a ratio of 1:20, just to give an example. So you define your epic, you define your feature, and then define user story. This is a typical job of a product manager and product owners. And then you have to do estimation, acceptance criteria. So it's a job that might take, let's say, about 2 or 3 days for an epic to start with. It's a agile development is always a refinement and gradual development process. This whole process with the AI tool integration, this whole process of 3 days plus uh, can actually be brought down to about just a half an hour, just writing a right script and reusing it. But of course, that will be only 80% of your development activity. But 20% will be to refine with your own special know-how, understanding the customer. Obviously, you will not take everything given to you by AI system. You have to put in some kind of an association with your knowledge. So this is an example. So all the agile development activity will be impacted by AI tools in terms of impacting the workflow. So this is how typical a product manager, product owner job will be impacted. So looking at different roles, we are aware of waterfall roles, which are typical project manager, business analyst, QA lead, system architect, etc. Now these roles are changing over to the agile roles, Scrum Master, Product Owner. So these are a very common denominator. I'm sure many organizations, depending on their requirement, they will have their own additional role, but this is a common denominator. And I have been teaching people for about 5 years now. So I've seen that still quite a few organizations are sticking to waterfall roles. They've not really graduated to agile role to that extent. Uh, then the two different environment, they bring in different flexibility in role. Waterfall organizations are typically a functional organizations, whereas an agile based organizations are cross-functional. So in an agile environment, you have to be a little bit more flexible. And then it's important that every role is understood. And one thing that we see a common problem that people are not sure what is a product owner role or what product manager role, not very clear. So we need to have that clarity as well. So this is what has been happening. So let's see that, how does career growth with agile, either it has been there for some time. We have seen state of agile report and state of safe implementation report of 2025. Things have been there, but there's a lot of room to grow and a lot of room to really getting adapted to. That's what something that I would like to highlight today. So what are the emerging opportunities coming because of the agile? One is that the rising demand for agile consultants. One of the something about 10 years back, there were a lot of people, they got into project management role, a project manager role, and when the Scrum Masters started coming into agile team, the project manager role was kind of becoming redundant in many organizations. So people move towards consulting or coaching kind of a role. So that is still going to be a very sought after requirement. And then because of digital transformation, not many organizations are still DevOps, implementation or AI implementation done. And there are a lot many roles are coming up because of shifting from a classical development to a DevOps development environment, which we know. Other area where there is a lot of room for expansion is a portfolio management. This is at the business level. So we see that many enterprises they are agile at an agile team level, or let us say multiple agile team level, which is ART in SAFe or Scrum of Scrum, we call it. Uh, at that level, they follow all the agile agility and ceremonies and processes. But the management, which is managing the business, they are still in the old waterfall project management approach. So we will see that that also need to be changing if we need to respond to the businesses in a very shorter and adaptive way. Then comes AI integration. I gave you an example. That is going to transform a lot of routine activity into a lot of creative activity. So doing some routine estimation work and all other activity, that will be taken care by the tool. And you have to now become more creative. You have more time to spend with the customer, go into the environment and, spend your time on from the customer perspective rather than on the development side. And of course, agile coaching opportunities as businesses are getting complex. Experience, we'll talk about certain expertise or competency at a later stage where the coaching will become very important requirement. Okay, so that's how things are. So I have mentioned about the growth as well. I have got some data at a later stage where I can show that the penetration has not been that much. And there's a plenty of growth opportunity in agile careers. Uh, One is agile roles expansion. We'll have some data later on. The leadership position, for example, portfolio management, that's another area. Then a global demand accelerated by AI. So what we expect that with the help of new AI tools, adaptation of technologies will become easier. We saw that digitalization is equal to democratization. So AI will further accelerate it because things are getting much more simpler and easier for people to use some of the digital tools. You will see that mobile applications are already there. People do a lot more things today than they would have done 5 years or 10 years back. And then a continuous learning becomes very important and very critical. And definitely you're all there for that particular reason. Okay, so some example of where the growth is going to come from. So if you look at the company experience with the agile, so you will see that while the agile practices have been more towards software product development or just a product development, including hardware and other areas, you will see that HR, operations, marketing, security areas, these areas will also business function or business solutions, as we call them, they will also move into agility more. And they need to be more adaptable and more organized, something like what product management is happening today. On the right side, you see the different areas of agile transformation. So there was a lot of emphasis on executive management and Scrum Master. These guys more adopting to, when we say executive, it is about Scrum Master than Scrum Master or Scrum Masters, which is RTE and SAFe. So there was some area where there was a heavy, I would say, skew towards people adapting to those roles. Product management, product owner is still coming up. Architecture is still a traditional method, more linked to the technology. So now we are looking at roles like product owners, product managers, portfolio managers, coaches. These are the roles which should see a growth as we go along. Okay, so going further, certification and career growth. Now, one question is that, which is now getting more and more prominent, is that what is the certification has to do with the career growth? Can we not just learn offline, YouTube or, informal training? What we have seen is that I must have taught in 5 years about 500 plus people. I've not kept count of them. And I asked them why this certification is important for you. So the first reason was that, we do a lot of things, but we really didn't understand the terminology. I am doing planning, I am doing activity using agile method, but I have not really understood it. I'm just following it as a practice which I'm supposed to follow. That is one thing. Second thing is that uh, how do people recognize that I have certain knowledge? And should I show it by my work? So the certification helps you nowadays. You look at there are many programs and something that I'm going to touch upon which are available. They give you number one the confidence, accreditation that we talk about it, and a good understanding of you do what you are doing. You're going to most likely do the same thing in your career, but with much more clarity, much more confidence, which will show up in your career growth as well. So, so one is a role in career advancement that you can look for. You can look for leadership and strategic roles. Not many of my students who have attended my program, even portfolio management program, uh, they are all between 10 years to, let's say, 20 years experience. So they are not new to the business. Not many of them got exposed to portfolio management. Yeah? So managing initiatives and things like that. So this program will give you that confidence and clarity to take up leadership and strategic roles. Uh, Commitment to professional development. You kind of work on ideas and practices with a knowledge, not just as a template. Today process is more like a template, but you need to know why we are doing it, and if we need to change it, what impact it will be there of a change. Certification is an investment, and we see a trend that a lot of people are, even if they are not nominated by the enterprise, they make it their personal investment as well, and I'm sure it's paying off to them. So there are many certification. My friend will later talk about them more. CSM, CSPO, SAFe certification, career advancement. So there are lots of certification. I'll give you some idea that which one is positioned where at some of the slides which are coming up. So next one. So I would like to now touch upon a topic. I have been focusing a lot on SAFe certification for last 5 years, so I can talk a little bit more on that. So let's get into that. So, so when you're looking at SAFe certification, I would like to highlight that they are at three different levels, broadly at three different levels. One is at an entry level. You would like to get a very overall training, which is reading SAFe, or you become a Scrum Master, you have just taken up the role or product owner. So these are all entry level programs. Then there are mid-level programs, advanced Scrum Master, and there are others as well. Then there are advanced role, release train engineers, architect. DevOps, and so you have all the three levels covered up there. So the best thing to define your career is to get some basic information, some of the entry level programs, so that you are well informed about processes and practices, and then come to your career goals. So you have some clarity on defining your career goal and what could be your future programs, and then get into a continuous learning programs and map your certification to the role. So you're a little better informed than if you've not done any training. So in SAFE, we have looked at, as I said, leading SAFE, Scrum Master, Product Owner. These are startup roles, and then we get into there are many programs also around IC Agile areas also. And so there is a fairly good bandwidth of programs that you can choose from. So, okay, so let me move a little faster. What is the importance of the SAFE certification here? One is that we have seen that there was a state of agile report which talked about scaled agile SAFE having the largest market share. So that gives you a little bit of more, a stamp of approval or validation of the expertise. So it's much more wider. Uh, there are programs at different levels. You can use it for career advancement and organizational impact. There are many enterprises. SAFE is actually is more prevalent in the larger enterprises. So your gate to be part of the larger enterprises is open. There are many smaller enterprises that's also fits in. So certification planning. So some little bit of how you go about it. Let me give you some statistics here from the state of SAFE data that I have got. SAFE, this report, which is very recent report of the year 2025, you'll see that the number of people using project management is still very high, and general agile, and that's the third one, which is the agile, and this could be safe or non-safe as well. And you see that in between there's a hybrid. So there are a lot of organizations, they're still in a hybrid mode. They have not moved fully from project management to agile. Yeah. So we will see that the projects which are in using project management and a hybrid, because of the pressure of the business, they are likely to move towards the right. Okay? So this could be more of agile practices or any other lean practices and other practices. They will move there to the right. AI adoption, I talked about it. So AI is still in an early phase when we talk about product development. I keep checking with people. So generally, the people who are in the development tools, they are using a lot of AI. But the management roles, AI adoption is going to pick up, and that's going to be an impactful thing. I talked about digital age a lot, so that's what it is. And so here also you will see that a different different kind of induction because of AI is going to be impacting. So there's a lot of safe or agile implementation which are still not impacted by AI today. But I see that in next 2 to 3 years, this is going to be a major shift in this area. So what does it mean now for competency development? So I want to highlight that there are 3 different types of career development that people had adopted. I-shaped was a situation when we were in a waterfall mode. Because of the functional organization, people were part of one functional department, and they stuck to that role and the career path in if you're a software developer, you remained a software developer for a long time. If you're an analyst for a long time, yeah. So it was being mastery in one particular specific functional area. So that was the I-shaped competency development, which was prevalent in the waterfall world. With the agile, we are talking about T-shape because of the cross-functional nature of the agile team or the high-level team. You need to be a master in one area, but you need to have a broader idea of other areas as well. So if you have done a job rotation of a Scrum Master, product owner, architect, then you are a T-shape, and then you have to pick up one area where you want to grow in the future. That's a T-shape. Now the last one is a E-shape. This is interesting. E-shaped is where the competency which were I-shaped and T-shaped, interestingly, with a lot of automation that is coming into workflow, you will rely a lot on your domain expertise. You will be more customer oriented or innovation oriented. So your experience, your expertise, your innovation capabilities, and your execution capabilities, you'll have to look at all these competency. So this is the path, an indication of path that you'll have to it is best for choice for you for the future and to safeguard your careers and to grow in the career. You may start with I shape, move into T shape, and then move into E shape career development plan. So I think some tips for the certification planning. Uh, we talked about your roles and career. So it's a very diverse field. So somewhere you need to make your own plans. What are your natural strengths, natural understanding, define your learning path. As I said, the learning is not just processes and agile, but you have to look at other technologies as well. Getting engaged with the community. Just to give an example, I'm part of a doctoral program, and the most thing that I cherish in this program is the other business leaders who are working or studying with me. You know, they're top 25 or top 35 business leaders who have made a community. Now, that is a really wealth that I have information with me. And then taking support on mentorship and other help. I'm sure these are things which are many organizations supported through the HR initiative. Okay, so these are some roles I have been already talking about it. Scrum Master, Product Owner, then release train engineers. These are very prevalent, and I'm sure more and more people are taking these roles. So I think I have kind of a wrap up. Let me just capture what I talked about. So I talked about not just a product owner and Scrum Master, but I talked about digital technologies as a broader field. Then I talked about agility with AI. Agile will become more and more important because of the nature of the business, the faster cycle time, competition, and AI will do a lot of workflow automation. So that will bring in a change. And then you come to your competency development from I shape to T shape to E shape, and then you have you have SAFe, you have Scrum, Scrum alliances, and Agile alliances, IC Agile. So there are many such organizations are there which offer you a lot of programs. And I'll now pause for some Q&A time, and then so let me take some questions.
Hi, Rakesh. So one of our learner, Kalpana Dash, is asking about what is IC Agile certification, the International Consortium of Agile. So even though I know it a bit, I would appreciate if you can just help Kalpana understand what is ICP
Yes.
ACC. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so there are many what we call accreditation bodies, and you have heard about Agile alliances, Scrum alliances as bodies who are developing the body of knowledge and certification program. IC Agile is one of the programs, bodies, which is actually does not recommend any training. They only provide a standard. So there are many. You can go to their website and see there are many different. I would say career path. It may be people related, management related career path. It may be agile related, business agility path. So there are many paths around which there are different levels of programs. So beginner level, mid level. So IC Agile is a fairly wide program. Okay. And you can actually go to the website and see. So ACC has been one of the very popular program, but after that, there are many more enterprise coaching. There are many more programs, leadership level. So for all levels, they have those programs. So you can actually become an expert. They can designate you as an expert in certain areas. So Amit, you can add if something that you want to add.
Yes, sure. So my understanding about Agile, ICPS, Agile coaches is if someone wants to become a Agile coach for a Scrum Masters or a particular team, which is limited to a particular size, so they can go for ICPSC, which I believe is a very credible certification, as you explained. Thank you so much, Rakesh, for that.
So a lot of programs that they have added product management stream. So there are multiple streams, and each stream have at least 5, 6 different programs. Some of the programs are very popular, and uh, so you can product management is one I know. In coaching, there are a lot of programs over there. ACC was very popular. There are many other programs, and
That's right.
you can look at the website.
Yeah. And some people say that, Rakesh, I don't believe it's true that there is not enough of opportunities for agile coaches, and as someone has posted on the chat. But I believe John is someone who has posted this. See, there are enough opportunities for people with the right skill set, with the right accreditations and credibility to go along with their name. Rakesh, don't you think that you agree with that? That when people say that there is not enough opportunities, I think some people are certainly ahead of their peers.
I'll
So,
Yeah. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. I wanted to implement SAFe in my organization, Siemens, about 10 years back. There was a big debate
mhm,
about whether SAFe is right or not right because we are using CMI and other models. So
mhm,
the knowledge about successful SAFe were very little. So it
correct.
was very much recommended that you have a coach, and later on, if you want to expand agile in your organization, then you need more coaches. So at today's point of time, maybe the knowledge is quite high. So the
Mhm,
requirement of a knowledge with coach has increased. So if you want
correct.
to, if you are at the same level of knowledge and looking for, then you are at a disadvantage. So you have to go extra mile. So a coach has to be always ahead of the curve, and you have to be an expert or something like that. So same 10 years back, an experience and knowledge may not be valid today, but as a coach, you are the
Mhm.
organizations do require coaching.
Absolutely. Agreed. 200%. So, Karan, one of our attendees has also mentioned that do you think the trend of AI being incorporated, eliminating some of the needs for agile coaches? Karan, as a professional in this industry, certification business for over a period of 11 years, it's AI, or AI being incorporated is helping us becoming a better version of ourselves. So it's like adapting to the new things that are being in the market. So over to you, Rakesh. Don't you think that you would reciprocate the same?
Yeah, perfectly. What you said is right. The only thing I would add to it, the routine jobs. AI is going to look at the routine jobs first, but things like product manager, design owner, empathy. So the creative work, AI will be. You do not know. You'll have to see. But as on today, the creative work, experimentation, and knowledge, experience, these still count. And that's why I said to be a coach, you have to be at a higher level today, right? So you cannot be at the same level 5 years back and expect to be a coach because people are learning. Everybody's learning. There's an experience. There are successful cases, studies are there. So you need to be one step ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely. Agreed. Any other questions from our participants? Please drop on your queries on Q&A section.
Looks like we have covered. Yes, PPT will be shared. Amit, PPT will be shared or how is it logistic?
We will be
Um,
sharing a recording to the
Recording.
attendees
Okay.
after the masterclass.
Sure, sure.
Also,
So
there have been one question about Pratibha has asked. There have been a lot of ghost job openings posted across job portals these days. How is the job market in reality? Because she has been actively looking for the role of a Scrum Master.
Scrum Master is one of the fastest growing role in the industry. But my feeling is that, and I'm talking about future, product owner, product manager roles are going to be, may not be at the same speed, but I can see that there is a push on that side. So if you are already a Scrum Master, then it's time for a T-shaped competency. You have to add the bandwidth of your competency of understanding product management and not just remain a Scrum Master. Or you grow to a release train engineer at a higher level.
There was one more question from Narendra, who's asking the demands of AI specifically in the roles of portfolio management or product owners.
So what happens is that all the job where you need to do a lot of research, you need to get a lot of ideas, right? You need to do research. So these tools are going to help you in getting this research and routine job expedited. I give you one example of an epic, decomposing into a feature. Till now, the process was that you collect some 3, 4 guys or some 5, 6 people and do a 2 hour brainstorming, right? Now, just an AI tool, just ask for epic and feature, it will give you in one stroke of key. So, that research becomes easy, a lot of information you have, but you still need to do a lot of, I would say, curating, if I can use the word. A lot of curating for your environment, for your area. You have to validate the data. You can't trust AI all the time. So you have a role to play, but a different role to play.
Any more questions? Please use the chat so Rakesh can answer any other questions that you have. Because
um,
as of now, I don't think there are any other questions.
Lydia Prado, she has raised her hand. Lydia, if you're listening, you can just type in your query or anything that you would like to explain us more about.
Lydia, you can use the chat or the Q&A section to type in your question.
Yeah. So okay. So there are more questions coming on the role of a Scrum Master role and how do you need to grow. So there are two ways to grow. One vertical up, release train engineers, senior Scrum Master or advanced Scrum Master role. Uh, so you can be a Scrum Master, let us say, in an organization where the teams are, let's say, 100 people. Okay, you may be in another organization where there are 15, 20 teams working together. So you require a much more advanced Scrum Master and then release train engineers. That's one way. The other one is product management. Product management will give you a lot more bandwidth with respect to creativity. What is creativity? What is customer experience? So that opens up a lot more floodgate. So don't stick to just Scrum Master role. Do get into product management roles, and afterward, if you're senior enough, go to portfolio management role. And because these jobs will be difficult, maybe at a lower level, the jobs will become slowly easier in terms of managing the task.
Okay, there's a question from Shivani. She's
Mhm.
asked, in terms of Scrum Master specifically, she wants to know whether the PMI ACP course or CSPO is a much more relevant one.
Amrit, I would need your help.
Amrit, you're on mute.
Shibani, my apologies. So, to be very specific, if you are looking for a Scrum Master role, then we need to understand what is your overall experience at all. And if you are looking into entry level Scrum Master role, I would suggest that you can go for the certified Scrum Master, which is offered by Scrum Alliance. And if you are into a mid level experienced person into Scrum Master opportunities and you're familiar with Scrum and Agile practices, then you can go for leading safe or safe Scrum Master. So that would be our sincere and honest suggestion.
So just to add to what he said, that the entry, so you are getting to do Scrum Master role, you're at an entry level. CSPO, PSPO is a good starting point. You want to now get to work, collaborate in a larger enterprise, then Safe Scrum Master,
Safe
the
Scrum
Advanced
Master.
Scrum Master, their advanced roles are there.
Correct.
So PMP certified PM, where do they fall? So the PMP program, they have, you see, some of the programs have been very traditional programs and they have adapted to Agile and Lean and other ways. So PMP is one of them and it's fairly well popular as well. So as I said, if you are at an entry level, well, any one of these programs are good. But if you want to go into advanced and collaboration mode, then you need to move to some IC Agile higher level or safe programs, advanced Scrum Master. You have to, these are advanced enterprise level program. See the word scaled agile. So scaled agile is for a large enterprise. Yeah. So this is where the difference comes. Either you're working for a startup company of 200, 300 people, all these are okay. If you're working in a larger enterprise, then you need to look at enterprise collaboration also.
There's one more question from Lydia, who's been saying that they've been interviewed, they have given a lot of interviews, but the frequent thing that has come up is the PSM and PSI product management roles and product management certifications. Could you talk about those certifications?
Can you just repeat the question? PMP, I know. PS, the other one, I'm not
PSM,
sure.
the Professional Scrum Master course, and the PSI product
There's
management.
sorry, PSI, I'm not sure. But PSM, CSM, PMP, they're at the same level. So they are all similar.
Absolutely true. And Lydia, I have a suggestion for you. I understand that you know you have been trying to get a better opportunity. So I would suggest that equip yourself with the generative AI tools. Like we have multiple opportunities or training offerings for generative AI training for Scrum Masters, project managers. There is basically no difference between certified Scrum Master or professional Scrum Master. It's all about organizational. Some organizations do prefer PSM, or some organizations do prefer CSM. You can do a certification which will equip yourself with the trending topics, but do equip yourself with the trending GenAI tools, which we can certainly help you on.
I can see some question on CSPO and ESPO, other area. I will give just general guideline. If you are working in an organization like 200 people, the product development organization, 100, 200 people. So any one of the PMPs, PSM, other things are fairly good enough. But if you're working in a large enterprise or you're applying for a large enterprise, uh, more likely the requirement will be one of the SAFE certification. It will become a requirement, not a choice. And that's what input I'm getting from most of my students.
There's a question from Ayman who's asking about whether the demand for safe expertise is growing or has it been diminishing over the past few years?
Among the agile methodology, it is one of the fastest growing. I can say that. Overall, I gave you example that a lot of project management and hybrid will move to agile. So I do see a growth path, and AI, it's a big uncertain item. What job it will impact and what businesses it will impact. So it's not the job; it's the businesses impact and other thing. So there's a lot of however, some of these skills will be, I would, in my experience, will be that they will protect your interest. They will put you ahead of the others, ahead of the pack. That's how you have to look at it. You have to be ahead of the pack. That's an
Akash had a,
interesting thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
so there is a AI project. It's a good observation. Uh, you see, ChatGPT was the product which brought in the idea of AI or Gen AI to the outside world, I would say. And the initial AI tools, mainly because of lack of knowledge about the tools and lack of understanding about the tool, projects are failing. Okay, there's no problem with the tool itself, but where to apply, how to apply, uh, there are failures are happening. But I think things will catch up. And one of my research areas is digital transformation framework. Okay, you can go to my LinkedIn area and my website. You can see. So the methodology is going to be depending on agile. Okay, but it has to be an accelerated agile. I would, just for your understanding, it will be accelerated agile, innovation, experimentation, most of the time. So you're right, as of this year, there are failures, but they are going to the effort and investments are huge. So I'm sure it's going to pay off.
Akash, I hope your question was also answered since you had already asked about the CSM and PSM, which I guess Rakesh has already answered. And then there was a question for no, just give me.
Deborah, I'll take this forward, Levi. So, Deborah, if you are listening, you have asked that can I take ACSPO, Advanced Certified Scrum Product Owner? You have the CSM certification and you have practiced as a product owner for 2 years. Deborah, the ACSPO certification is from Scrum Alliance. Uh, to be very specific, if you are opting for ACSPO, you need to have the CSPO, which is the basic level product owner certification from Scrum Alliance. So, if you have done CSM, you can either move to ACSM, Advanced Certified Scrum Master. But since I believe since you have asked about the product owner certification, then after doing CSM, you can move forward with the CSPO. certified Scrum Product Owner certification, which will also help you renew your existing or already, which is expired CSM certification. And immediately after completing CSPO certification, you can go for the Advanced Certified Scrum Product Owner certification. So, without doing CSPO, you cannot move forward with the ACSPO certification. Hope that answers your queries, Deborah.
There
I saw
was,
one question on digital transformation very
yeah,
quickly. I don't want to spend time on that. Digital transformation is basically IT, information technology, but something at much more faster where you are DevOps. We are looking at AI implementation, DevOps implementation. So everything which is digital. Yeah. So very nutshell, it's a big topic by itself.
there was
In
another
in other
question.
words,
Yeah,
in other words, a data-driven organization. Very simple.
Lydia had another question. She was asking about the Atlassian certifications in Jira, Confluence, and their relevance with agile job roles. Yeah.
So there are proprietary programs also, and they are more related to enterprises adapting to those specific methodology. So if you look at Spotify and there are others also. So if the enterprises are using their tools, so it's more about the tools and their generic methodology. So Jira is one example, and Spotify is another example. But it is related to the organization adopting it, which is a smaller percentage. So you would have seen on my slide.
Okay, and there's a common question that a couple of people have asked. There are for those who are professionals who have the certification but limited experience, how do they go about gaining more experience, considering a lot of requirements ask for more than 2 to 3 years of experience, the minimum?
But I don't have any bullet points for that, silver bullet for that. I mean, general, it depends on your company that you're working in, the variety of jobs that you have, and the opportunity that you have. So it's a fairly broad question. So I don't think there are silver bullets for answering that question.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I mentioned it because there were 2 to 3 people who had asked a similar question. Yeah, I okay. There's one more question. Which has more scope, whether the role of a product owner or product management? And that this was from Jafar, who already has a CSPO, and to move ahead into those roles, which would be a better certification to continue on that career path.
Yeah. So as we see that product management practices are getting more and more professional and advanced. You see, if I give example of Indian IT industry, we were service oriented industry. Somebody was doing product management for us. Now, as more and more companies are under pressure to do product management, this practices people requirement of product managers increase. Product owner is a initiating role there. So you join an agile team as a product owner and graduate into product manager. So product manager is a strategic role, product owner is a team-based role, but they are linked with each other.
Okay, I think that's the end of questions. And